Good morning to my friends from the media. Thank you for coming here this morning. I just wanted to brief you about my visit. This is my third day in Nagaland on my most recent visit. I have visited the districts of Zuniboto, Woka, and today I'm in Dimapur. I have obviously been interacting with people in the communities in all of these districts, and today, as my final program, I am visiting with the students at the government college in Dimapur and addressing them and presenting to them my own views on the future of India and the path that we have embarked on, and a theme that I refer to as New India for Young India. So the program, my trip this time of 3 days ends with that program. Across the different districts that I visited, I have also had the opportunity and the privilege of meeting many of the beneficiaries of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's government schemes, and to see in person the real effect of a double engine sarkar, of a state government working closely with a proactive, determined Prime Minister and his government, and to see in reality the various schemes and the various beneficiaries that have benefited from those schemes and how those schemes have transformed their lives. I will, as is my domain of skill and technology, both those areas have tremendous relevance to the future of Nagaland's youth, and there are many inputs that I have gathered here that I will go back and I will come back with and implement very shortly and on an ongoing basis. So that's what I had to say. It has been a very fruitful visit this time, and I thank my colleagues in the BJP Nagaland for helping make this trip and travel and visit a very useful one and a very fruitful one. Thank you, and I'm open to questions. Now, I think it is very, let's say, I get very pleased and happy to see the real results of good governance. When you go to Zuniboto, when you go to Woka, to see the PM Awas Yojana and houses that have been built for people who never had homes, households that are now getting tapped water in thousands and tens of thousands, PM Ayushman, even in a district like Zuniboto, that they say that I am the first minister to visit after 40 years. They have 63% coverage of PM Ayushman, and it is truly making a difference and impact in people's lives. And PM Kisan, PM Ayushman, Jal Jeevan Mission, PM Awas Yojana is transforming the lives of individual farmers, housewives, household members, family members. But more than that, it is giving a sense of optimism to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's promise of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. And that is absolutely gratifying to see in person, in reality. And these 4 schemes that I mentioned are schemes that have absolutely worked very well, have been implemented by the state government working closely with the central government, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's government, PM Awas, Jal Jeevan Mission, PM Ayush, PM Kisan. These are the real 4 schemes. And of course, there are many other schemes that have worked well. And in the coming months, there is going to be another very big change in Nagaland, which is that the Prime Minister has approved that no part of Nagaland will be left uncovered by internet. So therefore, you will find that every part of Nagaland will have a minimum of 4G coverage. And as you know, in today's world, for the youth and for even for normal citizens, digital connectivity and internet access is an important thing, and that the Prime Minister 2 months ago has approved a scheme where no part of Nagaland and indeed no part of Northeast India will be left without minimum 4G coverage. The model will be a mix of BSNL and private, and the funding scheme which is the USO, Universal Service Obligation Fund, will be available both to the private sector and public sector. But it will not be left to only one company to do it. It will be, we will allow any company to apply for the USOF. No, look, I heard obviously all good things, and I heard obviously the stories of how these schemes have changed the lives of people and have given them a sense of trust and confidence in the whole institution of government. That's one. The second is, of course, I think in some areas and some schemes there is a need to fine-tune some of the guidelines. Specifically, as Monlumo said just now, for example, there are people who don't speak Nagamese, English or Hindi, and they speak only the local dialect of, let's say in his case, Lota. And so therefore, is there a way to make sure that any unintended exclusion is also addressed in the guidelines? Number one. Number two, there are certain other schemes, for example, on the entrepreneurship scheme that the government runs. There have been some instances pointed out that the banks are not giving credit, even though there are people who are entitled for it. So those are things that we will do fine-tuning on. This is absolutely the normal course, because when a scheme is designed for all of India, there is a need to then fine-tune it for particular states and particular communities. No, so I will tell you one story that we have, and I explained this story across the country about a woman entrepreneur from Nagaland. Her name is Jasminia Ziliang, and she makes these world-class bamboo rattan furniture and exports it to the biggest markets all around the world. The government of India partnered with her and skilled 8,000 artisans across Nagaland, so that those artisans then can do more work for a company that already has access to markets. That is the model of the future. That is local skills connected to entrepreneurs, and the government system helping the local artisans to skill better with modern technology, design and fashion technology, to use the traditional skills. We did another very, very large program in Srinagar for carpet artisans, where the government of India tied up with large carpet exporters who have market access, and we have skilled over 100,000 traditional Namda carpet artisans, a craft that had almost died. And with the idea that there will be more carpets made and more carpets exported, and there will be economic opportunity, economic prosperity, and that ecosystem of carpets will also grow. So you are absolutely right. It is a focus area, and I have visited all the district collectors and told them that every district of Nagaland, and this is an important point for you to communicate to your readers and viewers, every district must create a district skill development plan that is unique to that district's local talent, local requirement, local economic opportunity, so that we then do the skilling in Peren, different from Tunsang, different from Dimapur, different from Zuniboto, different from Boka. So that is the message, that that is a new way we are approaching skilling. This is something that Prime Minister launched in July 15, 2021. And I have requested all the district collectors to work with the district skill committee to develop a uniquely relevant district skill development plan for each district. And we will work with them to deliver the skills. So look, here is what I don't do. I don't give report cards, and I'm not arrogant enough to start judging whole states and saying that you are good, you are not good. Here is what I'll tell you, and I think I mean this very seriously, and I hope you can communicate this. Post-COVID, the entire global workforce requirements have changed tremendously. Today, countries like Germany, UK, Japan want more and more Indian skilled workforce. And I was saying to somebody recently, just earlier in the day, that just recently a German minister visited me and said, we want over 400,000 nurses, hospital administrators, medical supervisors and lab technicians from India. So the post-COVID world has changed. Post-COVID Indian workforce has changed. Digital skills are required. everybody, whether you are in agriculture, whether you are in biology, whether you are in medicine, all have to have digital skills. So the nature of skills, the nature of talent that is required by the workforce has changed. So if you today say, is Nagaland ready, or Uttar Pradesh ready, or Kerala ready, or Karnataka is ready, I would say nobody is ready. But as Nagaland capable of pursuing these new opportunities as Karnataka is, or Kerala is, or Uttar Pradesh is, I say yes. Because for Indian youth, today the opportunities are not just local, hyper-local, but also global and across the country. So that is why we are looking at this new skilling model, district level skilling plans, and encouraging the concept of skill hubs, where even a university like the government college in Dimapur can become a skill hub as well as give degrees. It need not be a government colleges give only degrees and somebody else has to give skills. Anything else?
We're done, I think.
Yes? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Piles Care Center, address Burma Camp, Walford Road, opposite Police Point, Dimapur. Contact number 9863758600, 690-971-7178.